Okay, good morning. In the last class, we have just started the topic personal protective devices. So, what is a personal protective device, or what are the devices uh, which we can call as personal protective devices? We have quoted certain examples also. So, basically, this is classified like this: the personal protective device, any personal protective device, can be classified into two. That is, first classification is non-respiratory, and other is the respiratory. And the PPDs, or the personal protective devices, which come under the category that is respiratory, are in order to uh, remove remove the hazards caused by the atmospheric contaminants. So various atmospheric contaminants were there, like toxic dust, fume, smokes, mist, vapor, gases, etc. So in order to prevent these, or remove these uh, contaminants which are present in the atmosphere, we use certain PPDs, and these come under the category respiratory PPDs. And all others which may protect the hand, foot, etc., these come under the non-respiratory. Okay, so we will see one by one. First of all, we will see the non-respiratory protective devices. Non-respiratory protective devices. So non-respiratory protective devices. So these protective devices are which serves the function other than preventing the atmospheric contaminants. So first of all, there are we'll list the main types of the personal protective devices coming under this category. That is, first one, head protection. Head protection. Head protection. Then comes eye and face protection. Third one, hand and arm protection. Hand and arm protection. Fourth one, foot and leg protection. And one more, body protection. So these are the main non-respiratory protective devices. So first one, head protection. So by the name itself, we can see which are the devices mainly used to protect the head, protecting heads, like helmets, hat, cap, etc. So these are the main devices used for protection of the head protection. So mainly it can be used, or the main materials which uses in this particular devices are mainly aluminum, PVC, fiberglass, certain plastics, vulcanized. Okay. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Okay. So these are about the eye and face protection. For eye protection, we use certain safety spectacles, googles, etc. Then um, now regarding the hand and arm protection. For similarly, in the case each part by part, we use certain protective devices. And for the
Sir,
hand, we use
PPT on.
certain types of gloves. As we can see in the in our labs
Hello.
and all.
PPT on കാണുന്നില്ല.
Many gloves, mittens, hand guards, hand pads, sleeves, cuff guard, etc., etc., can be used for protect our devices, which are the gloves. കാണുന്നില്ല. Okay, okay, okay. Good, good. അത് present ആവുന്നില്ല. എനിക്ക് ഒരു minute. Just a minute. Okay, I think now it's visible. Okay. So once again, I will tell you. These are the non-respiratory protective devices. First one was the head protection devices. So the devices which protect head. These are helmets, hat, cap, etc., which protect our head while doing certain process or procedures, anything. Then comes the eye and face protection for protecting eye and face. For protecting eyes, various types of goggles or uh, spectacles can be used. And then comes the hand and arm protection, or and also for face protection, various face shields, as we can see in our lab, can be used. Then comes our hand and arm protection. In that, various devices like gloves, mittens, hand pads, hand guards, sleeves, etc., cuff guards, etc., are used. Then similarly, we can see in the for foot and leg protection, various types of shoes or leg guards, leggings, etc., etc., can be used for protecting foot and leg. And finally, body protection. Body protection, mainly the devices are the aprons, overalls, jackets, etc., etc. Many protection, that is protective devices, overall protective devices for the whole body can be used. So these are the main protective devices which comes under the category non-respiratory protective devices. So this is the thing, that is various body parts. We can see head, eye, face, hand, arm, foot, or overall body. So these body parts can be uh, protected using the certain devices. So these are the non-respiratory devices. Now coming to respiratory protective devices. Respiratory protective devices. So respiratory protective devices. So as mentioned earlier, these are the equipments or devices which is used to prevent the contamination or prevent the entry of the atmospheric fume, dust, fume, smoke, mist, various types of vapors, etc. Okay, so in order to prevent these contaminants, we use the uh, respiratory equipments. So when we use this equipments or devices, or why we use these devices, because in many processes, there are various processes where these types of uh, emissions are there, or close this process or ventilate the process. You'll be able to ventilate the process so that these contaminants are not in direct contact with the operator. In such cases, we don't need this kind of devices, personal protective devices for respiratory. But in certain process or ventilate the process. So in such cases, so this respiratory protective devices can be classified into two. There are two classifications for these respiratory protective devices. There is a device which supplies the air, device which supply air, and other one is air purifying devices. Air purifying devices. So these are the two types of devices. So in the first case, there is a devices which supply air. That means there are certain devices which supply the air, supply the fresh air to the person in demand. So in the case suppose a person is going beyond the sea, underneath the sea, or working in the submarines, etc. There, what we see is there will be some sort of certain devices through which the air is being supplied to the portion, or the wherever required, air is supplied, or the conditioned air is supplied. Sometimes in for the person working in mines and all, or various other hazardous environment, if the case is like the device is supplying a fresh air, then these types of devices comes under the first category, that is the device which supply air. And later, next case, the second case is air purifying devices. So these are the devices which purify the existing air or the existing environment. There will be certain contaminants, and using certain adsorbents or some chemicals, then what we do is the device which purifies the existing air and gives the fresh air in demand. So these are the two types of classifications. So in the first case, the device which supply air, this itself is of two type, that is continuous flow type and second is on demand. Continuous flow type and on demand. So by the name itself, we will get an idea. That is, continuous flow type means the supply of air will be continuous. There will be a continuous flow of air, whether he inhales or not. The air will be supplied continuously. On the second case, the demand type case. In that case, the air will be supplied only on demand. That means whenever he inhales, there will be some demand valve that will open, and then the supply will be given to the portion. So these are the two types of devices which comes under the first category, that is the device which supply the air. So first one is continuous flow type, where there is a continuous flow of the air, purified air or fresh air to the person. And the second case, demand type where the air is being supplied to the portion on demand, just on the demand. So these are the two types of device which supply air. And next is the air purifying devices. Air purifying devices, mainly the main types are the chemical cartridge type, chemical cartridge type, canister type, and mechanical filter type. Okay, mechanical filter type. So these are the three types of air purifying devices, that is chemical cartridge type, canister type, and mechanical filter type. So these in these cases, in the canister type, it's like the maybe like the chemicals, some sort of chemicals, and some the harmful gases or vapors, thereby preventing the harmful gases or the atmospheric contaminants, or filter the atmospheric contaminants like dust, fume, smoke, etc. And regarding the mechanical filters, there are many types of mechanical filters which will filter the dust particles or particulate matters, mainly particulate matters, that will be filtered. So these are mainly about the respiratory. So these are the main personal protective devices. So personal protective devices, there are two types mainly, that is non-respiratory and respiratory. Respiratory, the non-respiratory, or the equipments which comes under the respiratory, we have seen 5 things were there: head protection, eye and face protection, hand and arm protection, foot and leg protection, body protection, and then comes the respiratory protective devices. These were the things. Okay, so now we will move on to next topic, that is industrial accidents. Okay, industrial accidents. Simple topic. So what is an accident? So accident is actually anything, any activity or any event which is unexpected, which occurs unexpectedly. So the unexpected event. So this is a unexpected event. What happens due to an accident? So this is an unexpected event which interrupts the work process. Any firm will be interrupted due to this unexpected event, which interrupts the what are the causes of accidents, or how can it. There are many costs associated with the accidents. Which are they? What are the causes of industrial accidents? We'll see which are the main occurred causes of industrial accidents. Causes of industrial accidents. Okay, so the main causes or the industrial, any causes of the industrial accident can be classified into two types of or the two categories we can classify. Classify as two. That is mainly technical cause. Technical cause, and next is the human cause. Okay, so these are the two classifications of the causes. That is, first one technical cause, and second one is human cause. Technical cause means what are the technical or the causes mainly related with the technical issues like mechanical issues or environmental factors. Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, that we can discuss in the next class.